welcome to another episode of In Brandon. I'm Kevin Spooner, and today we're going to talk about festivals, multicultural festivals. Great way to spend the winter months today. I'm joined by Alvina Mutusami. Pleasure to meet you, Alvina.
Pleasure to meet you, Kevin.
I'm so glad you came down to the studio to tell us all about the Mauritius Pavilion.
Yes.
That's so cool because I just learned how to pronounce Mauritius. And actually, I'm learning a lot of words today, so this is fun for me. Learning is always fun. And today, I'd like to learn about Mauritius. What can you tell us about Mauritius?
Well, Mauritius is an island on the east coast of Madagascar and the Indian Ocean. It's quite small, only 2,040 kilometers square. That's how small it is. You can travel the whole island in around 8 hours, and yeah.
8 hours?
8 hours. You can go through the whole thing in 8 hours.
You're kidding. Wow. How many people live there? I think you...
1.2 million people live on Mauritius Island.
In that little postage stamp? How do you squeeze them all in?
It's quite big, actually. It seems big when you're on the island.
Wow.
Yeah.
And have you been to Mauritius?
I go every year in the summer to visit my home country again.
You go there every year?
Yes, every year.
In the summer?
In the summer, for a month.
Wow. It would seem to me that it would be too hot in the summer to go there.
It's actually winter there when we go there in the summer. Here is summer and there's winter.
So it's, right, you're on the other side of the equator, so you get the seasons reversed.
But their summer's pretty hot compared to Canada, Brandon, Manitoba's winter.
Yeah, our summers can't compete at all, I would imagine. But I bet you we outwinter them.
Mm-hmm, we do. It's like 15 degrees there, and then here's minus 40.
I know.
I wish our winters were like theirs.
No kidding. How do you, were you born in Mauritius?
I was.
So when did you experience your first Canadian winter?
In 2010.
2010, how old were you?
I was 4.
4?
4, yes.
Oh, do you remember?
Yeah, I saw my first snow, and I was like, oh my God, I want to go outside. And the first thing I did was slip on the ice and fall. Yeah.
So you've been a winter hater ever since?
Too cold. It's too cold.
Very cold. Yeah, in the last few days.
In the mornings, especially.
Did you have a car that wouldn't start?
Yeah. Yeah,
so you've experienced most of Canada then, if you've experienced a car not starting in a cold winter morning. That's pretty much it. That's the entrance exam for citizenship. If you can start a car at minus 40, you're in.
Right.
What do you think of Canada? I guess is a great segue to
it's a lot of good opportunities here.
Yeah, I
bet. Really nice.
Yeah.
It's
a lot more
something
room.
new. Yeah, very big, very big.
Yeah, how many Mauritiuses could you fit in Canada?
A lot.
That'd be quite a few.
It's like a tiny dot in the map.
Yeah.
It's quite small. It also comes with like 2 different islands too that are like also part of Mauritius called Rodrigue Island, and then there's Agaliga. Yes, they're very small. They're like very close to Mauritius, like an hour away on plane.
I'm glad you're from Mauritius. It's too hard to pronounce those other words. And what characterizes Mauritius and Mauritius people? This is going to be the segue into the question of what we're going to see at the pavilion. But first, let's start out with what the Mauritius people, culture, music, food. What's authentic Mauritius culture like?
Mauritius culture is very different all through the island because Mauritius is very multicultural. Yes, because if you want to go into history, the Dutch found the island first.
Okay.
And they were on their way to India, but they landed in Mauritius because they got a shipwreck.
Nice.
And they stayed there for a while, cut down the trees, and like build a ship, fix their ship, and they ate the dodo birds. That's how they went extinct. That's the national bird of Mauritius.
The dodo bird is the national bird of Mauritius.
It is.
This is huge. Oh my goodness, the dodo. We found the dodo. It was in Mauritius the whole time. Nice.
And they went extinct because the Dutch ate them. And then they built their ship and they left because there was like a lot of storms and stuff in Mauritius, so they just couldn't handle it. And then the French found the island and they named the island Île-de-France. First, it wasn't named Mauritius.
France Island.
And then they colonized the island, I guess, and they brought slaves from Africa, from Madagascar, Mozambique, and other places in Africa and to work in the sugarcane fields. Yes, and yeah. And then after that, the British came and they took over the island in the 18th century, and that's when slavery was abolished.
Right.
Yes, and then the French came back and they wanted the island again because it was theirs first.
Oh, they're fighting over you, isn't that nice?
And they fought in Grand Port, which is like a historic site in Mauritius.
Okay.
Yes, they fought on the ships in the naval battle in Grand Port, Mauritius, and the British won in the 18th century, 1810, I believe. And then they took over the island and they brought workers from India. They sailed out to India, to East India and South India, and China. They brought workers to come back, and they were called coolies. Yes,
okay.
They were supposed to work and build buildings in Mauritius to make an evolution, I guess, in Mauritius.
It's quite the history.
Yes.
And boy, oh boy. What is Mauritius independent now?
Yes, they got independence in 1968.
Right.
And they became republic in 1992.
Wow.
Yes. And yeah, so the primary language in Mauritius is English, since the British did rule.
Yeah.
And then it's French, and then Creole, which was created by the slaves for a way to communicate.
Secret language?
Yes.
Oh,
it's like a
that's
slang
so fun.
of French.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just
made it a bit harder for them to understand. Yeah.
It's like Quebecois made their own Quebecois
Right?
French. So everybody, other people did the same thing with their French.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they made that, and then during the slave era, like they made a dance called Sega. Sega. It's like known as Sega Typique. Was like the first one. And they use like instruments like a raban. It's like a round thing that you hit, and it makes like these like beautiful like noises, like sounds.
So it's a type of drum?
Yeah, kind of, but it's just like a round and flat, and like if you come to the pavilion, you'll see it.
Well, that's a heck of an invite. I can't wait to see it. It reminds me of a Celtic drum. It's a thin handheld drum. Is it anything like?
No, not really.
It's
like
more of a standalone?
Round. It's kind of like this table, like but a bit smaller, and then you just hit it.
Oh.
Yeah.
From,
it's kind of like,
from the top? Or?
From the top, yes. From the top you hit it. And then they sing in Creole, the Mauritian Creole, not Haitian Creole. And
there's multiple types of
Creole? Yes, there is.
Oh my goodness.
There is. And they wear like these big flowy skirts, and it's like this top, this like small top, and it's usually like they used to wear it in white fabric, but now they have like colorful fabric, and it's like hibiscus flower, like very tropical looking skirts. Very like colorful and lively, like red, yellow, orange. Yeah.
Well, I have been to a few pavilions of the multicultural festivals. I didn't make it to the Mauritius Pavilion, but this time I
have to make it this year.
I think I'm going to have to try it out. I think the reason I didn't go last year was because I think we didn't get anybody to come to the studio for the Mauritius Pavilion last year.
Oh.
I think vaguely sounds familiar that's why I didn't go to because I didn't get to experience what I was going to be missing. So, brings me to my next question. What are we doing at the Mauritius Pavilion this year?
The Mauritius Pavilion, well, there's going to be showcase, there's going to be dances, there's going to be food, entertainment, and singing, and you can go there and ask questions. There will be decorations on the wall, which like shows you where Mauritius is, and there'll be like, you'll just experience the country firsthand if you go there.
Nice. Here's my real question, though. Do you think Sean Pelamo from Afrobeats will be there?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, I'll have to find out. That would be. She could have a little DJ set.
Right.
And how did you come to be involved in the Mauritius Pavilion?
Well, ever since I've been here, like the Mauritian community has really been like together since the start because they all came here together, basically.
Right. Oh.
And they've always been together and did parties and always got together and gatherings. So they started an association, Immersion Association, around like 2013, 14, and it's been a thing since then. And every year since the pavilion started, they've just contributed and like participated in the pavilions. So yeah, it's just been a thing since the get-go, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've been at it for quite a while then?
Yeah, my mom used to be a part of the board of members, so I just was always there, and I always found it really nice to watch, so I started participating in the dancing too.
Willingly? Then
Yeah.
nobody had to twist your arm?
No.
Wow. From my point of view, yeah. I don't think that you could talk me into doing something like that, but I salute you for getting involved. It's so easy to do your own thing and give up, or not give up, but distance yourself from cultural activities. So we at the station here, we really try to promote all the different cultures that are in Brandon, because we are a very multicultural town, and so we love having exposure to all the other different ways of life. And what kind of, or sorry, I meant to ask you, where and when is the pavilion going to be?
The pavilion is on February 7th and 8th. It's a Friday and a Saturday. On Friday, it starts at 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. And on Saturday, it starts at noon to 11 p.m. It's at St. Matthew Church on 403 13th Street, Brandon.
Right on 13th Street?
Yes.
Yeah, that's just off Victoria, St. Matthew's Church. Is it in that little side entrance where
Yes,
they go
it's on
downstairs?
No, it's not downstairs.
It's not
just
downstairs.
It's just upstairs. Yeah,
Oh, it's
the main
upstairs.
entrance. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
That's a fairly large facility.
Yes, it is.
So you're going to fill it?
We are.
Right
like
on.
we do every year.
And what do you do in the show?
I dance. I
Oh,
dance.
is there a name? What type of style of dance?
It's like Sega dance.
Sega
Yeah,
dance.
there's 13 girls participating this year for the dance. There's 4 little girls that are around the age 6 to 10.
Okay.
And then there's the other older girls, like teenagers, and they're around 17 to 21.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So you have...
We've been practicing.
Yeah, and you have a cadre of up-and-comers. So you're teaching the culture to the next generation.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
That's a wonderful thing.
Oh, and there's also boy dancing this year.
There's a boy dancing?
Yes, there's a boy dancing this year. We got him to dance.
We got him to dance. Did you have to...
No, I think he willingly wants to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
How does, in Mauritius, for example, how do men and women dance? What would be an example of that in Mauritius culture? Is it always the boys and girls
No, it's
dancing
mostly-
together, or do they have their own different?
Well, it's mostly them together.
Okay.
It's just everybody dances together. Yeah. It's basically you just dance around the skirt, and you just move the skirt, and the guy will just move his hands, and he always wears a hat usually, and he'll use the hat and dance around the girl.
Neat. Because there are some other pavilions where they feature boys and girls dancing together with each other. So that's really interesting to see how other cultures approach men and women dancing together.
Right, yeah.
And so it's so fun to because we have our cultures in Canada, and then to see somebody else's culture being a little bit different, especially like you say, how the pageantry of dancing with the garment, like
Yes.
dancing with the skirt, and doing all of those things. It's going to be. You piqued my interest anyway. I do
Glad.
enjoy. Well, I like music. Afrobeats is a great show, and seeing how other cultures approach dancing too is always fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and that's right around the corner.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just in early February. So,
Almost there.
Yeah, it's just time to get ready. Are you ready?
Almost. We're almost ready. We're still practicing.
How many
Yeah.
rehearsals does it take to pull off a show like this?
We usually just use a month to rehearse,
Oh,
and
nice.
then just every weekend we rehearse, so 4 or 5 rehearsals, and we're ready. Yeah.
And is it pretty business? Is it all business, or is it pretty relaxed? And
It's relaxed,
Okay.
I believe. Yeah. Yeah, basically all the teenagers just rehearse together, and nobody really helps us. We do it on our own. Yeah.
So self-choreographed, or?
Yeah, it is.
That's
It is.
curious what the songs that you choose, where the songs that you choose come from. Are they tied to Mauritius, or do you
Yes,
get into contemporary?
They are mostly tied to Mauritius, but since Mauritius is like a multicultural island and we have like different cultures and religion, we kind of try to bring everything together, because there's a lot of like, there's Christianity, there's Hinduism, there's like different things in Mauritius, like French people and everything. So we kind of mix every genre together to like, yeah.
So you've really
all inclusive, you know.
Yeah, you've gone all in on the multicultural Mauritius. So Canada must almost feel similar in some respects, right? Because you never know who you're going to bump into in Mauritius.
Right, yeah.
Same for Canada.
Exactly.
Well, that's kind of fun. And how do you enjoy Canada leading to, what are your future plans between Canada and Mauritius? Not who's going to win, but which way are you leaning?
Well, I do love Canada because like all the opportunities and what I'm trying to do is just easier here. But thinking about the weather and the beach and back home and the food and family is just like making you want to go back. But I think I'll stay here and just go visit there for vacation. Maybe like retirement plan in Mauritius.
It's not a bad plan, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good weather. Ocean cert. We've got retirement written all over it.
Right.
Have you been to Grand Beach yet, though?
I have.
Yeah? What'd you think of that?
It's a beach.
It's a beach. Not quite on the same level as the Mauritius beach, but still, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's pretty nice.
Rivers has a nice beach. That's pretty much, that's all the beaches I think I know.
Yeah.
But does it get as hot here as it does there?
I think it gets hotter there in December.
It does get hotter there.
Yeah, around December during like Christmas and New Year time. So hot.
Yeah.
It's like burning hot there. Yeah.
I'd like to think we get hot, but I don't think we even know the definition of the word.
It's like a different feeling there when the sun hits you. It feels like way more hot on your skin.
Yeah, you can actually feel yourself burning. And I have to get out of the sun because it's killing me. It's so weird how the sun is when you get close to the equator, how much more powerful it seems. And sunscreen, if I had to go anywhere near the equator, I'd cover myself in sunscreen like I was icing a cake.
That's the thing, in Mauritius people don't really wear sunscreen that much.
You're kidding.
Like they do now, but before like nobody really wore sunscreen there.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
Think. Do you tan?
Yeah, people say I don't tan, but I think like Mauritians do see that they tan. Like when we go to Mauritius and we come back, I do see a difference in my skin color.
Really?
Yeah.
So if I were to bump into you in, say, July, would I notice a difference?
Yes, you would.
That's interesting.
Maybe you would, but my family definitely notices.
Your family notices, yeah.
When I go there for vacation, like at the start and the end, they're like, "Alvina, you tan so much by the end."
And they're jealous?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Oh, so what? Well, that's a great cultural question. Is a tan something that is that you would seek? Like, would you go tanning
as a
pastime?
People don't really tan in Mauritius. Like, Mauritian people, like, they don't sit there and sunbathe and like 10 UV or anything. Like, they stay inside mostly. Or if they tan, it's probably because they're working or walking in the sun or swimming. But they're not going to sit there and, like, tan.
They don't do intentional tanning like we do.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, I love tanning. It's it's my favorite thing. Because you're just enjoying being, right? It's like meditation, but in the best possible space, because you're outdoors in full sun and you get the ocean breeze and the salt water, and it's one of my favorite things to do. But it usually in the past it usually involved a beverage. Yeah. Right. So we find a way to make it a multiple win. So that's why fishing is so popular.
Right, yes.
Yeah, you're outdoors getting some sun and getting some fresh air and getting out of the house. So
fishing is very popular in Mauritius too.
I would imagine, being an island on the ocean.
A lot of fish.
Have you gone scuba diving?
I have.
Really? What did you think of that?
It's fun. You see different colors under the sea and coral reefs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. They have like this underwater sea walk in Mauritius where they put like this giant like bowl on your head, and then you go inside and the diver's in there with you to like see if you're okay, and you just walk around. You hold like this line and you walk around underwater.
Any tourist can go and try this?
Yes, any tourist can go.
Wow. I would definitely try that. Scuba, one thing I didn't like about going scuba diving is the mask didn't fit to my face very well, so it kept fogging up and filling up, and yeah. Perfect solution.
Right?
I know.
It's like bowl's like 40 like kg like heavy on you.
Yeah.
So when you go inside, like no water can get in.
Yeah. And the heavy weight helps keep you from floating.
And then I also swam with turtles last summer.
What kind of turtles?
I don't know. I don't know.
Leatherbacks?
Just like, yeah, just turtles. And like this boat takes you to like see them and you just swim with them.
Neat.
Yeah.
Big?
Yeah, pretty big. They were like,
that's leatherback size. That's pretty neat. Wow.
I thought it was going to bite me though.
I gotta go to Mauritius. I gotta get out more. But so what are we forgetting to talk about? We talked about when it was. We talked about where it was.
You want to know the menu?
I would love to know the menu. How did you know? You can hear my stomach rumbling. Is that why?
So we have fried noodles with chicken. That's for Friday and Saturday, but Saturday, since it's busier usually, we're having flatbread. It's also known as farata. Yes. And then it's like you'll like fill it with like this potato curry and cabbage pickle and salad. But the fried noodle is like the most like common dish in Mauritius. Yeah, it's like it has like vegetables in it, like sliced carrots and cabbage, and it's like made with like soy sauce and stuff. And then they'll have like eggs and chicken on top. And then we also have dessert, which is like rice pudding. And then we have like pop. We also have beer and juice at the pavilion, yes.
And what do you recommend? What's the dish that we must try?
You must try the fried noodles.
Fried noodles?
And the rice pudding is really good.
Yeah, rice pudding. You had me at pudding, so. But rice pudding, that's even better. Fried noodles is the go-to.
I think so.
Yeah?
That's my favorite.
Fried noodles. You know, I've never heard somebody promote fried noodles to the extent that you have. So, well, now I have to try it. And how long do you plan to keep working with the pavilion and promoting Mauritius culture?
As long as I'm in Brandon, because
what a great answer.
Yeah, because I joined the board of members, and I think I'm like the youngest one on it, and just really want to be in the association. Yeah.
Nice. And when you're not preparing for a cultural pavilion, what are you doing besides that? What else are you involved in?
The association?
In general.
Or in general?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm usually working. I'm an apprentice at Murray Chevy.
An apprentice to?
Auto body.
Auto body?
Yes.
Really? What does auto body at Murray entail? What types of activities would they look for you?
Well, I'm a level 1. I just graduated in June from Crocus Plain High School with my level 1 when I graduated.
Your level 1?
Auto body.
Auto body, okay.
Yes, I graduated my level 1. I'm going for my level 2 probably the end of this year or January. Murray's sending me, and it entails with like body work and painting, prepping, welding, stuff like that. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's interesting. Welding is my favorite. Of all the trades, welding is, I mean...
So peaceful.
Well, you're drawing with fire.
Right? I think I like auto body because like it's an art form, and when I was little I really liked art and drawing, so I kind of see like the same outcome in auto body because like the end product just looks so beautiful. It's like,
and you wouldn't think that there's a lot of craftsmanship in welding until you see two welds side by side that were done by different levels of skill, and then you can tell instantly how good of a welder each weld is. That's so. A welder. That's such an uncommon trade. What got you into welding?
Well, when I went to look at high schools for Crocus, my dad saw auto tech, and I thought it would be funny to put me in auto tech because I was very girly and I wanted to do hairstyling and stuff. So I took it for fun, and they needed a second course. So auto body was next to that class, and I was like, I'll just take it for fun. And I ended up liking auto body more than auto tech and sticking with it for the whole 4 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
what a great story. So you
I went to Skills, not Nationals, Skill Manitoba too, out in Winnipeg.
Skills Manitoba helped you out.
For painting, yeah.
Oh, for painting, auto body painting. So you can paint as well.
Yes, I can.
I thought painting was a separate trade.
It is.
Welding and painting didn't cross, but
Well,
I guess
it's
in
not-
auto body.
Yeah, it's kind of all together, but painting is separate. But I chose the body side instead of painting in the end. I just think like there's more to do on the body side. Yeah.
I find it fascinating that you said that you were considering traditional gender-based roles, right? Like you doing the hairdressing, doing the cosmetology angle, and then with a little bit of
Persuasion, I guess.
persuasion from your father, you went somewhere that you weren't considering. It wasn't on the top of your list of things to do, but then you discovered that you liked it more than
Right,
your
yeah.
the traditional roles, right? That's such a great example of breaking out of your comfort zone, finding expanding your horizons, and then latching onto something that you otherwise may have never found. I hope you thank your father.
I did, and also it really helped me with like finding who I am, I guess. And the teachers really helped. The teachers were really nice people. Yeah, I even got scholarships for auto body, the MMDA scholarship. I got it twice.
Nice.
Got it last year and the year before that. And then I got the MVIM scholarship too. And it was funny, there was like this Murray Grant scholarship thing that I got it and I worked there. It was kind of funny. They were like, of course Alvina
Nice,
got
of course,
it.
yeah. Well, that's great, and I'm glad to hear that Murray found a place for you. Good outfit, Murray's.
Yeah, I love it there.
Yeah, you love it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It's a good atmosphere to
We've
be
had we've had some dealings with Murray's too, and they're always extremely helpful. And well, I'm glad to know that that they found a place for you, and that you're going to continue working with the pavilion as long as you're in Brandon. I hope you're going to stay
Yes, I
in
will.
Brandon a long time.
I will.
The winters will get better, I promise.
Hopefully. It's so cold.
I've also been known to lie a little bit, so don't take me at my exact word. But thank you for coming down to the studio and telling us all about the Mauritius Pavilion. I can't wait for it because it is on what date?
February 7th and February 8th
February 7th and 8th, a Friday and a Saturday.
at
And
St. Matthew's Church,
St. Matthew's Church on
403 13th Street.
Perfect. And I'll see you there.
Yes, you will.
Yes, that was.
Hopefully you come. Try my fried noodles.
I have to have the fried noodles. That is a must. I don't even have to write it down. I was going to say I should write this down, but no, there's no way I'll forget it. But thank you for joining us today, telling us all about the Mauritius Pavilion. I can't wait to go see it. And that is going to conclude another episode of In Brandon. Stay tuned. We might even talk about another multicultural pavilion. See you then.